Among the preponderance of YouTube videos posted by both proponents of creationism and of evolution, there is a lot of self-imposed censorship going on. But only on one side, the creationists. A few well-known examples of YouTube creationists are Nephilim Free, Venomfang X, and Shock of God. These Bible barkers and others who share their delusion typically disable ratings and comments, or worse yet, they screen comments and approve only those that agree with their position. Rational YouTubers like The Living Dinosaur, Thunderfoot, Aaron Ra, and other advocates of science and reason don't do this. Why is that? The answer seems to be that, like with any religious dogma, creationism cannot withstand criticism. And knowing this, its defenders use the most effective tools they have: deception, propaganda, and censorship. I've watched countless hours of creationist videos and am constantly amazed by the lack of credible data or corroborating evidence for their position. Rather, what they offer is denial of evidence, baseless assertion, or biblical reference. They argue against established science with conjecture, conspiracy theory, and dogmatic certitude, none of which is evidential, scientific, or persuasive to anyone not already predisposed to their worldview. They posit that since evolutionary science cannot answer questions it never even claims to address, then it must all be wrong. For instance, a common straw man used by creationists is the argument over the origin of life. They contend that since evolution cannot demonstrate how life originated through unguided chemical processes, the millions of pieces of evidence in support of evolution can all be ignored, and we should just chalk it all up to their particular invisible super friend. Newsflash: that's not evolution. Evolution doesn't make any claim whatsoever about the origin of life. Biological evolution explains the diversity of life, descent with modification from a common ancestor by means of natural selection. That's it, not the origin of that common ancestor. The scientific field of study pertaining to the origin of life is called abiogenesis, not evolution. And while research in abiogenesis has not yet produced life from non-living chemicals in the lab, the field is in its relative infancy. It seems more than a bit impatient to expect immediate positive results when, if abiogenesis is accurate, it took the entire solar system billions of years to do it. It doesn't matter whether you claim life on Earth was breathed into dirt by a god, seeded by aliens, warped in from another dimension, or crapped out by a cosmic hamster. The fact remains: evolution happens. Creationists also argue that since science cannot explain what happened before the Big Bang, there must be a creator. This is the God of the Gaps argument, and has been used throughout history whenever science couldn't provide an answer to a difficult question. Before Copernicus formulated heliocentric cosmology, God did it. Before Kepler's laws provided an explanation for the motion of the planets, God did it. Before Newton described universal gravitation, God did it. Before Hubble's observations confirmed the expanding universe, that's right, you guessed it, God did it. As astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson put it, if that's how you want to invoke your evidence for God, then God is an ever-receding pocket of scientific ignorance. In the final analysis, science is not in the business of providing comforting certitude to the questions for which it has no answer. Without evidence, the phrase, "I don't know," is far better than making shit up. But back to the censorship issue. The way I see it, if someone takes the time and effort to make a video and post it for all the world to see, and they claim to explain something as important as where humans came from or how the world works, they damn well better be willing to take criticism and be prepared to back up that claim. Anyone not willing to do so is either a coward or a fraud. But if you think you're justified in using propaganda to further your view while insulating yourself from criticism,
error, 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 error.